What? Oh, there we go. Hey, we are going live here with the Sell a House Wholesale Real Estate Training number 131. We're approaching a milestone on here, and God, I don't have a. Sorry, I'm trying to do a little something here for you guys. But yeah, hi, Paul Romero here with the Wholesale Sell a House Wholesale Real Estate Training number 131. This is an awesome Wednesday, and I just want to say it's pretty awesome because Big John's here today. What do you say, John?
Hey, you know what? I was just wrapping up a little bit of work, and it's time to focus on the task at hand, which is providing you, the viewer, with some awesome content on the 131st episode of Paul and John, bringing you wholesaling tips that you're not going to find anywhere else. And, you know, Paul, you said something to me last night that was actually resonating with me through the evening and got me out of bed this morning, excited for this hangout, excited for this day, excited for working with our team, excited for bringing these hangouts to people, and just plain excited. Can you tell that I'm excited? And
you know what? That's a great way to start the day, is excited.
Yes. So, we had a conversation last night. Paul had gone to a local RIA meeting, or actually it's an offshoot of RIA, which is the Phoenix Real Estate Club. And for those of you watching, here's a little tip. You're new into wholesaling. You want to learn about your market. You want to learn about real estate. You're serious about doing this, even at the beginning stage of becoming a wholesaler, or you're looking to buy a fix and flip, or maybe you're looking to purchase just a couple rental units. Whatever your level of interest in, if you're interested in real estate and you're serious about it, you got to find your local REI, which stands for Real Estate Investing Organization. Just Google it, because this is where you're going to meet people, get information, yada, yada, yada. But anyways, Paul went to the
REIA.
REIA. Yep, REIA. REIA. So Paul went to a meeting last night because we're in search of, once again, of more noodlers. Hey, Paul, why don't you throw up your tagline here while I'm talking so people can see the email address?
Oh.
Throw it up. But what we're excited about is the fact that Paul stood up last night, because what they do at this meeting is they have a have and a wants. It's called haves and wants. Basically, they go around the room and they hand out a microphone, and you get the opportunity to stand up. And there's a group of like 40 to 60 people there, I imagine?
It was a little smaller last night, but yeah, probably about 40 to 50.
40 to 50, okay. And you get to stand up and tell this group of people what you have and what you want. Paul said, told the crowd about a deal that we're currently working on, and he had a couple buyers. But what he said, which kind of hushed the crowd up a little bit, is that what we have is a wholesale business system that has put 19 properties in escrow in the last 6 weeks. And what we need is help, because we can double those numbers. So he had 4 people come up to him interested in finding out more about property noodling and seeing what the hell we're doing. The general consensus of the room when they hear 19 deals in escrow is probably a hush of, how the hell did these guys find 19 deals? Because we're struggling in all these other ways, getting nowhere. And we're probably by the end of this year, will be the largest wholesale business in the Maricopa County. And I mean, wholesale, we might not be hitting the dollar amounts because there's other large wholesalers out here that generate a lot of revenue from rehabs, from marketing other wholesalers' properties, selling their own acquisitions, and selling a shitload of education. And what we're going to be the largest wholesalers of is the volume and the amount of deals that are proprietary that we are actually getting under contract, which may in turn give us, I don't think we'll be we may not be the largest gross dollars, but we're going to be the largest in volume of sales and acquisitions, which is more important to me, because what happens on the back end is a whole other system where we're making our millions. But regardless, we have a problem right now, a huge problem. But it's a good problem. We have more leads and more information and more opportunity than we can handle on our own. So today is an invite to reach out to Paul and I and get on board with what we're doing. If you want to learn wholesale real estate, doesn't matter what part of the country you're in, you can do it in Maricopa County. And our system allows 2 guys to put 19 deals in escrow. If we had 5 more people on the team getting about 10 deals a person, we could be putting 50 deals, 60 deals in escrow a month. The potential's there. We just need the manpower, really.
Yeah, our problem is you're missing. That's what the problem is. Now I just drew up these little cards real quick here because I was talking the last couple of hangouts. I was talking about lead generation and stuff, and one of the things that I had talked about was systems, obviously, and what I kind of looked at, your basic, what pretty much all of your real estate wholesaling systems look like this right here. Okay. Find them, get them, sell them, right? And pretty much every system will teach you everything you need to know about find them and sell them. But there's a problem right there. Get them. They don't really teach you the get them part. And what's the problem with the get them part is you. That's where the gap lives. That's where the people don't become successful at wholesale real estate, because they learn how to find them, they learn how to sell them, but they don't learn how to get them. So that's where the missing you missing from our system came from, and that's what our whole program is all about. Is right from the start, learning how to get the deals. That's the deal. That's the thing right there. And in fact, what our system does, which is so awesome, is it actually eliminates find them. We go straight to get them and sell them. All right. You don't have to go out and find them because we already did that for you. That's so freaking cool about our system. Okay.
And we're finding them daily.
Yeah. So yeah, we're getting them daily. But yeah, no, exactly. So that's what the Property Noodler system difference is all about. Skip the whole find them part. You'll learn that, and you can start finding your own stuff. Doing some things on the side at a later date. But we get you right into. We take you right into get them. You get them and sell them. That's pretty powerful. And when we're talking about 19 in 6 weeks, and you could become a part of that and double and triple those numbers for us, that's pretty powerful too. So there you go. Get them and sell them. Don't worry about find them. We got that covered.
Yeah, I just want to say that one more time before we kind of move things forward in this hangout this morning, is that we need you to complete this puzzle. You want to be a wholesaler, you want to learn about real estate, you can do 2 things. You can go out there and try to do this on your own and purchase a whole bunch of study courses. And Paul and I are definitely not going to ever poo-poo that, but we can get you there a lot faster is the point I'm trying to make. I say that because Paul and I, the success we're seeing now, I wish we had someone to kind of hold our hands right from the beginning. Paul and I figured a lot of this out on our own, spent probably tens of thousands of dollars collectively on education programs, webinars, books, and we continue to spend money on that stuff because that stuff is motivating. That stuff is fantastic. That stuff is chock full of gold nuggets that you can implement into your existing business system. But what Paul and I lacked for about the first year in the wholesale business was a mentor. We were 2 guys who knew absolutely nothing, who were working side by side, figuring it out. We didn't have somebody that could basically hold our hands and walk us through and say, this is going to work, this isn't going to work. We had to do that on our own. But in this day and age, with the amount of technology and people, just the amount of people out there willing to help you, to teach and train you, there's no reason why you should try to do this on your own. If you can't pick up the phone or get in front of your computer and send an email to somebody and ask for help, you'll never be successful. You'll never be successful. We're taught in this culture that if if you can't figure it out on your own, you didn't really accomplish anything. And I'm here to tell you that that is the worst mindset to have. Like you got to be in the mindset of seeking counsel and help from people who have what you already want to achieve. You'll get there faster. You'll make rewarding relationships, and people that I find the successful people, the people that have money, the people that have passive income and have a knowledge of real estate are more than happy to share with what they know with others. Because as somebody that's successful, and I consider myself a huge success, I know that my ability to help others, I know that my willingness to serve others and have a positive attitude can and will bring me more success in life. And any successful person is going to have that mindset, and you need to have that mindset, and you need to feel comfortable reaching out to people for help. And Paul and I, all we're doing here is waiting for people to have the guts, so to speak, the cojones to reach out to us. We're easygoing guys, and ask us for help and say, how can you help me? And us helping you will help us. Give us a call. You'll see exactly what we're talking about here. But, I can't say it any clearer than, get over yourself and reach out and ask for help. Don't try to do this business on your own. There's at least 2 people that are willing to help you at no cost. The only investment we ask you to make is if we're going to invest our time in you, then you have to invest your time in what we're teaching you and follow through with what we're going to show you. And that's really it. We just want someone who's committed, because we know that when people are given something for free, they tend to crap all over it. And it's apparent in we can get into this in a minute, in how most people treat their own life, their own health, their own minds. The abilities that you're given at birth, most people fritter away and waste those abilities their entire life. So we understand that people don't put value on things that are free. But you know what? Do you want to make a change in your life? Do you have a definite major purpose? Do you have a why? Do you have a positive attitude? That's what we're looking for, someone that's going to invest their time, because time is more precious than money. Because if we're investing our time in you, we want you to invest your time in following through with what we're going to show you what to do. And if you're a person that really wants to make a change in their life, you get 4 deals in escrow in the next 60 days and collect a check from that. I can guarantee that will change your life. So Paul's holding up a little card. I'm going to toss it back to him to give his 2 cents on this subject here.
Well, I think the card right there says it all. A getting help mindset equals success. A DIY.
Yep. A DIY, do-it-yourself mindset equals failure.
And why is that? Because you know why? This happens quickly. This takes too freaking long, okay? That's why. You got to be hard-headed, bull-headed, freaking cement blinds like us to stick with it long enough for this to equal this. That's the problem. That's why this equals failure right there, okay? Because nobody's got that in them to continue to do. I mean, not nobody, but very, very few people have it in them to continue going forward with something when it's not getting them anywhere. This didn't get us anywhere for 3 years. I mean, it kept us alive, it kept us going, but it didn't get us anywhere. It didn't take us anywhere until, we figured it out finally, until we learned, because we were doing it ourselves.
I will say,
had we done that, we probably could have got somewhere a lot quicker. But that's okay. We're happy with where we're at. Go ahead and say what you were going to say, John.
I was going to say the turning point for Paul and I really was when we met a mentor. And the mentor happens to be a guy named Jeff Fagan. And, man, we can spend a hangout just talking about him and exactly what he did to change our mindset and our business life. But his teachings, yes, it could be applied to real estate and business, but really he's not a real estate mentor. He has never been a real estate mentor to Paul and I. But what he has been is a mentor about business and personal development and sales and marketing, and just tying in the bigger picture and showing us why we were wholesalers, why we were failing at wholesale real estate, because we weren't really grasping the true meaning behind money, behind personal development, behind what wholesaling real estate really is.
And behind mindset.
And we were in business for about all of 2012. We didn't meet him until January of 2013, if I'm not mistaken. Right? No, we met him in December of 2012, and we started going to his weekly meetings in January of 2013.
Right.
And it took about probably almost a year for that information to sink the hell in.
Well, it definitely took at least
6 months.
At least a number of sessions before it really started. I mean, there was instantaneously, there was a little spark of like,
yes,
okay, this is very interesting stuff. I want to hear a little bit more, right? So there was that, but it definitely took at least a number of sessions to get to the point of where, okay, I think this is real and important stuff. I want to hear more. And then, even longer yet until, okay, wow, click, light bulb, whoa, that is actually real stuff. I want to hear more. And then, and then even further yet until now, wait a second. A lot of this stuff is really good stuff. I want to hear more. And, and even longer until, okay, now I've heard a lot. Now I want to apply a lot of it. I want to apply some of this. And like, okay, I applied some of this, and wow, I want to hear more. So it's a growing process. But you know what? The number one key important element there was the very first time, I guess probably actually when we first met Jeff at the Christmas party, but even more so at the very first meeting that we attended, is the fact of being able to have an open mind to where you can actually just say, okay, this is very interesting stuff. I want to hear more. The majority of people will walk into that same situation, and at the end of the hour and a half, whatever it is, will walk out of there going, what the hell was that? I ain't never coming back to this crap. That's, but having the open mind to just say, okay, new, different, never heard it, makes no sense, I have no freaking clue, whatever, but interesting, I want to hear more. If you don't have that, that's where you'll never get anywhere.
I will say that, when I met Jeff at the Christmas party and he invited me to to his Tuesday club, in that Christmas party, he had a lot of people from his 2% club there, and they did like a personal development Jeopardy, and just meeting the people that were attending that Christmas party and the positive vibes, and everybody seemed to be an entrepreneur, a business owner. We met a whole bunch of real estate investors and network marketers and wholesalers, and actually created now long-lasting relationships with a lot of people I met at that Christmas party. Brian is one of them that he's very intimately working with Paul and I on a number of deals and made a ton of money with over the last 2 years. Gone on cruises with these people. I was very, at that time, open, ready, willing, and totally at the point in my life to receive that kind of information. And I kind of just gave right over to Jeff, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to trust this guy. I'm going to just listen to this guy, and I'm going to follow his instructions without questioning it, because obviously he knows something that I don't know, being that he's done business with multi-billion-dollar Fortune 500 corporations. He's run the books and accounting for these companies for a number of years. He's 60 years old, and he's been retired for a number of years. He makes a living, not a living, he earns his passive income from rental real estate and owning websites. He has multiple businesses. He's starting multiple businesses. He's got a business that's going to go public, and quite frankly, in my opinion, is $1 billion idea. Why wouldn't I be open to listen to someone like that? And also who helped run, develop, and build peak potentials, which at the time he was running it was the fastest growing, largest self-development personal growth company on the face of the earth. T. Harv Eker now is a best-selling author, a best-selling author of Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. Why wouldn't I want to be open to a guy with those kind of accolades and open to that? And I like what he says, because he always starts each session. He says, "Don't believe a word I say," because it's from my perspective. What you need to do is be open to take these ideas and concepts, apply them into your life, see what works for you, and you're free to throw out the rest. I mean, that's some of the greatest advice in the world. But the point I'm trying to make here is that you got to be open to learning. You've got to be going to networking events. You've got to be seeking out trainings. You've got to be talking to people and asking them questions about real estate, and find the people that are doing what you want to do, because that's the only way you're going to get ahead. And if you're open to that, the universe, it sounds funny to the uninitiated, but the universe will deliver everything you need on a silver platter if you're clear about what it is you're looking for. So it's clarity leads to power. If you're clear and you have a vision and you're clear on that vision and you know what it is you want, you'll attract those things into your life. I want to throw this in too, because, this is what gets me through my failures. And everybody has failures, but they should be looked at as positive experiences that contribute towards growth. Every master was once a disaster. So it's okay to make some errors along the way. I like that. You're going to go back to that in just 1 second. But, my now ex-wife, and the key word in this is ex-wife, I've taken her to some of these meetings initially early on, and she thought that I was getting involved with some sort of a cult because of like the positive energy and the stuff that was going on down there. It was a little weird for me at first, but now I totally dig the shit, and I totally understand why we need that reinforcement at 2% Club. And the reason I point out that it's now my ex-wife is, you know what? In your journey of life, you've got to realize that birds of a feather flock together. So if you're in a flock of geese that live on shit, eat shit, talk shit, play the victims, and act like shit, guess what kind of person you're going to be? A shitty person. But if you realize, and I'm going to throw it right back to you, Paul, because this is leading right there. If you realize that,
I'm just supporting what you're saying.
Yeah. If you realize who it is that you're surrounding yourself with, and be comfortable with realizing that on your journey to success, there's going to be a lot of people in your life that you're going to have to, you're not going to have to call them on the phone and be like, you know what, I can't spend time hanging out with anymore. You're going to start to naturally realize that there's people in your life that you're going to need to spend less time with, and people in your life which you're going to want to be spending more time with. And the quality of people is everything, because birds of a feather do flock together. And you know what? You want to be hanging around with people that have dreams, goals, visions, that are going somewhere and already have what you want, rather than hanging out with people that are less than you, because that is going to keep you down. And it all comes back to what Paul's going to get into here about who do you listen to? Where do you get your information from?
That's, I mean, I was putting this up because what you were saying fit in 3 or 4 times in support of what you were talking about there. So it's just like, every time you came, I mean, I probably could have put this up a few more times during that. Who do you listen to? Who do you listen to? Who do you listen to? Because I mean, realistically, yes, that is a very key. It's like the first step of your, growth towards success is, who are you listening to? Are you listening to people, like John says, are you listening to people who have what you want? Or are you listening to people who are bitching about and complaining about the people who have what you want? Because there's pretty much 2 people in this world: those who have and do, and those who don't and want. And that's pretty much it, because you're either listening to the people that don't have and want, or you're listening to the people that have and do. And I mean, it's pretty simple right there. If it's the people that don't and want, you're going to be a don't have and a wanter. And if you're listening to the people that have and do, you can excel and grow yourself into somebody who has and does. And it doesn't get any simpler than that. And so going back to the whole idea of getting a mentor, you never know where you're going to find a mentor. mentor could be right in your own house. You don't know. You know, you never really sat down and talked with your grandfather that you've been taking care of for the last 3 years, and you really don't know what his life was all about. And maybe if you sat down and talked with this gentleman for a couple of hours one day on a person-to-person level and got to know this person and find out what their life was all about and what they really did in their lifetime, instead of just going, yeah, feed the old fart some more slop again tonight. I got to do all that crap, you know. I'm serious. You never know where you might find some real knowledge. And, you know, there could be somebody right there who had, you know, done great things, and for whatever reason, maybe one of the, you know, multiple repeating crashes that happen throughout life in this world and in the economy and all that, maybe something happened, and you know, it wasn't totally prepared and lost everything, and just wasn't able to recover from it because of you know, mindset back in the day didn't allow it, or what, you know what I'm saying? But there could be a lot of knowledge gained from a whole lot of different sources. Maybe there's one of your bosses at work that, you know, wouldn't mind taking a few minutes of their day to sit with you in their office and talk about your expansion within the company you work for, within your job. How can you make your job more pleasant? How could you make your job, you know, more fulfilling? How could you give your job, you know, the ability that for you to want to get up out of bed in the morning and actually go to your job? You know, sit down with your boss and talk to this person, and you know what, you guys might be able to put your heads together and come up with something. And in doing something like that, you know, you might gain the favor of somebody who is very knowledgeable, somebody that sort of maybe has and is doing, you know, the things that you want, the type of person that you want to be. And the next thing you know, he's inviting you out to lunch. You're sitting down, you're talking, you're learning, you're growing, and they're becoming sort of a mentor. You can find these people. They're all around you. They're everywhere. As John said, people who have the information and the knowledge that you're seeking, that you're looking for to help you, you know, expand upon your desires, they're everywhere. You know, you have to open your eyes and be open to finding them and seeking them out. And when you do reach out to somebody, more than likely they're going to reciprocate and, you know, start giving you the things that you're seeking. You know, I mean, it says it right in the Bible: ask and ye shall receive. You know, open your mouth and ask somebody, hey, how do you do this?
Right.
You'll probably get the answer. So with that, we're running out of time here, John, so I'm going to throw it back to you and for a final word and take us out of here.
Well, you know, I want to just throw this one idea out here. And, you know, reading books is very important, in my opinion, because it does something to your mind. When you read something and it almost imprints itself and helps to program your mind. Everybody that's going to be starting their own business, that wants to be an entrepreneur, wants to get into wholesale real estate, should be reading some personal development books. And if you've never read a book in your life, you should start today. And there's a book out there called Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker, and it's filled with what he calls these wealth files. And each wealth file, what he attempts to do is break down the mindset of the poor and middle-class type person, and also compare the mindset of the average Joe to those people who are rich and successful and happy with their lives. And wealth file number one really always stands out in my mind because I was one of these people. And basically the wealth file is poor people blame, justify, and complain about life, things that happen to them, other people. So if you're blaming others, if you're in a position where you're blaming others for your lives, for your failures in life, or blaming the government or blaming someone for your situation, complaining all the time about the situation you're in and complaining about the people that put you in that situation, and you're justifying your unhappiness or you're justifying your position in life with nothing but excuses. If you're that person, you ain't feeling good about yourself. You're not self-confident and you're not going to get anywhere. Rich people learn that blaming and justifying and complaining is a useless endeavor. And all it does is give you, when you're in that mindset, all it does is give you a reason to not move forward in life. It gives you a reason to justify your position and your lack of success. And you get into what's called a victim mentality. And when we start playing victims and putting ourselves in a mentality of being a victim, we stop learning, we stop growing, we stop progressing. And one of the ways that a lot of people justify their position is that they always want to blame rich people that have the things that they want and justify it by saying they're greedy, they're underhanded, they're shady. And I used to be one of these people, and I've realized since I've made this conscious decision to change my perspective, the people that have what I want, the people that are rich and successful that I've met are the most, have proved to be the most, gosh, I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but, you know, humble people willing to share their knowledge and willing to share their success, and compassionate people that I've met. So, you know, you've got to get out of the mindset. And if your friends are the kind of people that are saying money isn't important and rich people are greedy, you need to get the fuck away from those people, like right this second, because those people are justifying, blaming, complaining others for their lack of success in their lives. And it's only a positive attitude towards others going to bring you success. And you should be open to making friends with new people that have what you want. And you'll realize that they only have what you want through their ability to be serving other people. So with that being said, go ahead, end us with the prayer, Paul, because I know we're out of time and we can go hours on this concept, but it's.
Yeah, exactly. I am just going to throw in one last thing, that these things that John talks about, books, these are mentors in a box, so to speak. I mean, these are mentors you can pull out of your pocket, pull off a shelf anytime you want for information to help you learn and grow and advance in your success. If you are not, I would suggest Secrets of the Millionaire Mind is great. Obviously, Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich is fantastic. If you're a little bit not excited about this stuff, I'm going to suggest a book that's sort of got a soft quality to it, but it's a real good place to start. And that's this, The Magic of Thinking Big by David L. Schwartz. Oh, I'm sorry, David J. Schwartz. That's a real good, sort of a fun read, but a real good sort of a soft landing kind of an approach to getting into the idea of, you know, becoming a better person and being successful and listening to the right people and doing all that stuff. So, but anyway, the books are awesome. If you're embarrassed to go out and find somebody, a live person, start with the books. You can do it in your room where nobody knows what you're doing. All right. Oh, universe, I ask not for more riches, but for more wisdom with which to create better uses of the riches given to me at birth, consisting of the power to control and direct my own mind to whatever end I might desire. Everybody, we will see you back here on Freedom Friday, and who knows what you'll get on that day, because